Hello, Divine Sunshiners. My stylist tried something new. Okay, alrighty. We're going to be okay. Interesting. Because I asked her what she's ready. I was like, are you finished with my hair? But anyway, okay, every time we start on, we on the thing. So let me get out of ego and into humble being. Again, how are you all doing with these energies? Maybe that might be also an example of what's going on. Yeah, with the energies now. Currently, I'm gonna jump right on into it. I'll do my little rants in between the readings as well. But this is a little feather I got from Crackle Barrel. I said, "Oh, I like this. This is so angelic." So yeah, I got my little feather thing. I seen the one of the readers. She used that. She kind of like used the area. And she did it. She dressed the area. So this is an invitation. I'll say this is an invitation for the angels and the guides to be with on us as we do this. So let's see what's happening with the energies. I was excited. I told my mom, I was like, going downstairs to do my reads. She's like, okay, all right. So let's see what the energies are for going on. And so I'm really excited. We start spring break here. I'm off. Next week, I am going to do a series I'm going to work on with the angels. And I'm going to, while I'm off, commit to do a series, in which is going to be a 4-week series that you work with the angels. The first one is going to be Archangel Michael. However, each I'm going to do it all together, and then you just plug in and hit on them each week. Clear. That you want to start your angels thing. So it's a 4-week thing that you should be pretty much working on. So I think I do 4 days, and maybe I start taping. I think we'll concentrate on 4 sessions for each day. So that's something I'm going to work with, because I work with the angels, and so that, you know, those of you all who would like to work with your angels more, that card came out again. Okay. Last time when we did, I would say join me as I do this angel series with the readings to do that. Trying something different, just really trying to help the collective get into union. That is my purpose. I listened to Daniellleboomlle. He went on a rant about other readers not being really truly karmic. They're not being true readers, but being more so karmics, and that they are really at the point that they're not really trying to help out with the collective. It's a few of us that are. He said you could tell who are the real deal Holyfields. Those are the ones that stay stagnant. Their numbers don't ever jump. Just like me, I stay right at the 800. I don't pretty much go up high, and that's fine with me, because I don't know what I'm opening up. So the universe has to be at that point. I don't know going higher what they're opening up to, or whatever. You're the selected few that really get it and really need to get the information. So that's fine by me. Before it used to bother me, like, oh my God, I don't have the viewership. But you know, at this point, I'm like, okay, that's fine. That's where we are. That is great. Okay. So this is how do you show love to others. Okay. Forgot my glasses. God dog it. So yeah. How do you show love to others is the objective for this week. You know, I go from Friday to Friday. So this is the one that, this is the thing in the theme in which we need to be concentrating on this week. How do you show love to others? Now, we did this last week, and it seems like this is another, again, this is another one in which we really need to kind of concentrate again on collectively. How do we show love to others? So we got to really work on that love thing. So speaking of that, let's go on and let's delve a little bit. Clear. So with the divine feminine, what's going on in the love department? And with the divine masculine, what's happening in the heart space? Whoa, he's like, hey, I'll tell you this. Okay. All right. So what do we have? Ooh. So the divine feminine says new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, and reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay, I pick up several things with this one. I pick up, yes, the Jody Watley song. I'm looking for a new love, baby, a new love. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's some of you all that are really truly saying, I done throwed up the deuces. It's over with that. Please, Divine Sunshine, don't tell me about what's going on and what they doing. That's nice. If they now getting their life together, that's fine. You know, they do their life together over here, and me as divine feminine, I'm standing over here, and I done already created. Me and soulmate is doing fine. We talk about marriage, we talk about kids, we moving on, okay? Or is some of you all just saying, okay, I'm really heading that way. Some of you all are already in this. You're already in the new love thing. You see the divine masculine in your rearview mirror. You saying, okay, that's nice. And some of you all are really on to, you know, you're really building, he's saying sandcastles in the sky with your soulmate or this new person. That's fine. Some of you all are, I heard something. Some of you all are at the point where you're doing, it's three scenarios again. Is some of you all are at the point that you're saying, okay, I'm looking for a new love. They haven't appeared yet, but I really am at the point to say, you know what, I'm tired of waiting. I think he ain't never going to get the DM, is not going to ever get his life together. I think I'm ready to kind of move forward and look for someone else that is, you know, someone else that can fulfill either my needs or be a person that, you know, I go on with life as my significant other. I almost view it almost just like Les Brown saying that there's, you know, you either walking towards a situation and you're walking from it. And some of you all is like, I'm walking towards a new love, and some of you all saying I'm walking away from the love thing too. So you're kind of like in between two places. This is what I'm picking up. And then it's some of you all that's saying, okay, you know what, I'm looking at the divine masculine in a new way, because I'm standing in my power. I know who I am, and I'm no longer putting him on this pedestal. I'm really down there to the point, just like Beyonce say, bow down, bitches, you know, bow down, bow down. So, you know, you done worked on some things. I'm picturing just like that song says about when she was a little girl and how she was thinking and, you know, growing up. And some of those things to me, the little inner child, you've been doing the work with the inner child, the little girl within you. And you really have been out there sowing your seeds. You really have been out there reaping from your harvest. And when I look at her, she just really looks like a person that's just kind of little cocky, little say, I'm feeling myself. Also, and saying right now, you know what, you know, it is different now. It's a whole different playing field now you coming to, homie. If this is, because you got the reconciliation card here. Okay, so again, with the reconciliation card, it says someone from your past. So this can be the divine masculine. Really, you see a lot of on all the channels. If you listen to them, they're pretty much all saying the same thing. That, you know, the divine master is getting a little antsy. Some of them now have learned from their ways. It seems like as if they have now said, you know what, I thought this was going to be what I'm in with this karmic situation was going to be the best thing since sliced bread, excuse me. And so now I'm coming to the point with all these downloads. I'm getting more into my spiritual self, and I'm seeing that this was not true. I would sell a bill of goods that was not good. I was bamboozled. So right now they're at the point now that some of these divine masculines are at the point that they do want reconciliation. Okay, and so now you looking at them in a new way or as a new love when they approach. It's like, to me, again, the divine feminine said, not to watch it. You know, I'm a whole new creature now than what you had known me. So this really tells me that right now the divine feminines are truly standing in their power at this moment. Okay, so they're really standing because they're working on some things. They're working on themselves spiritually. They're getting guided by their angels, and their guides as well. And it's a lot of divine intervention going on with them. So the divine feminines are really in their power. When I would look at this card here where it has reconciliation again, divine masculine really is at the point here where he's really been thinking about this divine feminine in the spirit world. So some kind of way for 5D, there's been a lot of communications going on, a lot of sexual feeling, a lot of excuse me, I can just feel this little piece of skin. It's been really a lot of Marvin Gaye, sexual healing, wake up, let's make love tonight, in the dream state, sexual healing, because he know that the divine feminine does it right. And so that's been going on. So him and the physical has been doing a lot of communication, and a lot of intimate moments have been exchanged between him and the divine feminine in the ethereal, or into the more of the other realms or dimensions, okay? With the divine masculine, when we talk about in the heart thing, he's been feeling like he needs to kind of disconnect from the world, okay? A lot of things, reason why this, a lot of downloads, a lot of new things. He's got to kind of sit and kind of decipher on some things. But he has retreated, and at the same time has taken his emotional side, which is the feminine that's represented here too, that it seems like they've been married. So he's married. He's more engaged with his emotions now, his feminine side, and he's really has become one with that, very welcoming of it, and at the point that he seems to me almost like protective as well when I looked at this thing, because to me it looks like he's kind of holding, like, okay, we're going down, kind of watch his step, you know, kind of like that. So it's very the word gingerly means he's of handling of his emotions right now at this time. So he's really, you got the trees here, it's a lot of knowledge, but it's not like a lot of knowledge that's on the tree. So it's just really, and almost the area is kind of semi-barren a little bit. So to me, that looks like he's going into now a lot of new territory that the divine masculine is going, especially with his emotions. However, wherever he is going in his mind, he's taking his divine feminine with him, okay? Also, at the same point, he has to keep an open mind. Again, like I say, this is all a lot of mind things. Like I say, he's picturing the divine feminine that was in her portion. Your soulmate may differ from your user type of expectations. He's really, the divine masculine is really getting to the point you are, if you're watching divine masculine, you're at the point that now you're really seeing, you know what, those things that I had seen that was different between myself and my divine feminine is really not that bad, okay? He's, to me, in this card, I see him, he's doing more of a lean into it. It's like, okay, yeah, like, okay, now tell me. Okay, that's interesting. Beforehand, it was more of a kind of like, okay, yeah, I'm receiving it, but it's like you throwing it at me, this difference that's going on between you and I, as me as the divine masculine, you as the divine feminine. So now it's more of a relax. It's a more of a, you know, I'm feeling also with the divine feminine. She's even at the point that she's like, I'm more relaxed with it, because you can see in this card here, she seems more engaged. She seems more at a point that she's kind of like, I see a dove behind her. So she's kind of at peace too about some things. And you know, it's just like really, I feel entertained, very sociable, very open, like you say, open-minded about some things. And the divine masculine is just like really sitting there, it's like I'm taking it, but I'm observing a lot of things that's going on with the divine feminine. Now you can take this as another way, that he's really kind of at the point that he's kind of saying, okay, I'm really looking at my emotions, I'm kind of sizing it up, and I'm trying to find a way where I can come peace with that. You see that the angel is in the card making his way towards the divine masculine, which is the analytical thinking. It's kind of find some kind of way to kind of smooth it over, how to deal with those feelings and emotions that have to, how to deal with his analytical mind. Because just like the last reading I told you last time, you got to watch it, make sure that you ain't saying, my mind says, and you know, and you never hear what your heart saying, what your heart says. So that is something that you got to kind of keep in mind there. as well. So the divine intervention looks like the angel is kind of saying, you know what, I didn't work with the divine feminine enough, and I'm gonna kind of work my way over to the divine masculine side to kind of say, okay, let me kind of lead and guide you, almost like with bicycle wheels, training. You know, you're on a bicycle, you got the training wheels, and it looks like, so okay, now I'm gonna come over to this side and kind of help work you out with this analytical mind, get this mind under control. Because to me, again, when I see him, even when she's being very open-minded, he's still doing a lot of thinking, still a lot of thinking to me, over analyzing. So the angels are going to be their divine masculine to kind of help you, this difference that you're seeing with the divine feminine, to kind of calm your fears and say, okay, let's get to the point that we see things as they are, and let's not overanalyze. Let's not make them into paper tigers when it really doesn't need to be. Okay, now we have in his mind here also, very soon, clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. The divine masculine, as I read this, look at this, knows that he wants this to happen very soon. Okay, I heard a reader today that was talking about, they was saying that he was pretty much at the point that the divine masculine was at the point that he was like very over pushy, you know, that he really had wanted to do. She could be able to feel her divine masculine, and her divine masculine, when he was in that controlling mode, she's like, I can feel it when he's in that mode. And he said, I don't like to be controlled. And so, you know, that's the same thing. So I'm feeling it is some of you are, when I looked at this card, there's a few of you divine masculine that really want to really over push this. But you got to remember, you got to leave it up to divine timing, and you got to really make sure that there's an opening in opportunity that present, a window of opportunity, but like make sure that the window opens up to allow you to kind of overstep right on in and say, okay, now the time is right. The divine feminine is ready to receive you now, especially when you talk about how do you show love to others. You got to kind of watch how you do that, okay? And so right now you're at the point that some of you all is like, I know I need to decide, but I'm still scared. I don't know. I kind of want to stay right where I am, okay? And so, but you're saying, you know what, I can't keep on because at some point I might lose my divine feminine. So I'm kind of in a kind of, say like a trick bag in between, because it's like, you know, should I stay or should I go? Okay, so that's that when we talk about very soon. So, but however, you know, you want this scenario to happen very soon, no matter how, even if the divine feminine is at this point, is like, you know, that bow down bees kind of mentality that she has, as like Beyonce saying, because, you know, that's when I look at that, that's that bow down, everybody bow down to me. And it's not really in that negative way, but it's just like, listen here, I am standing in my power. You got to match my hustle and my flow, okay? And, you know, so right now, I'm like I told you last week, hustle and motivate. She on this hustle and motivate. She took that song and she been blasting this all in the car to work, coming back from work, waking up in the morning. She hit that Alexa, play Hustle and Motivate. And so she been playing that. And so she ain't got to worry about that going on with hers, because she's pretty much been playing and blasting that up in the car. Okay. So the next thing is, let me see, I can find that while I shuffle on. So the next thing, let me see, I can go on ahead to the next thing is, what are some events? While I shuffle and see that, what are some events that's going to happen? Let me see, I can play that. So you all see why I'm saying that. My playlist. No, that's God's plan. Hold on. Oh, no, there you go right there. Hustle Motivate. I'm going to play that just a little bit, because I don't want to get trouble with the people. You already been downloaded, so what you talking about? I know. I want you to play it. I don't want you to move that. I want you to play it. Not that one. Do. It might not, because this thing play what it want to play. Oh, let me clarify. Clear. That's all I'm trying to do. Hustle and motivate.
hustle the overweight. That's why they follow me, huh? They think I know the way. Cause I took control of things. Ballin' the solo way. And if you down in my trend, I make you my protege. Crossing that soldier race. Niggas don't know them days. Take you in back of the buildings. Make you expose your range. Take you across the tracks. Make you explode the face. Now you official now. But you got a soul to save. I just been cooking that new. I'm about to drop in the few. Think if I call it the great, the people gon' call it the truth. Ain't really trip on the credit. I just paid all of my dues. I just respected the game. Now my name all in the news. Tripping on all of my moves. Quote me on this, got a lot more to prove. Remember I came in this bitch, fresh out the county with nothing. Don't know this for nothing. No. Hold on, count on you. But I don't do this shit for nothing. No, not at all. Not at all. You. But my money real. Money real. That you do. Oh, yeah. So I don't do this shit for nothing. Not at all. I tell her I got money.
That's a bit. Hustle and motivate. All right, rest in power. Nipsey Hussle. All right, so now when you did that there, so you saying right now, she say I'm hustling, motivating, baby. I'm hustling myself to go on to ascend to the next level, and I'm motivating me one of those days where they get hard for me to kind of keep it going. So that's what she's saying. I'm hustling and motivating. All right, so I put some clarifiers while he was kind of entertaining you all, Nipsey. So you got new love. So reason why you're looking for a new love is you got never end the story in reverse. So some of you all are tired, and that's why you're in that I'm looking for a new love kind of atmosphere. And some of you all is saying that you know, I'm not letting that really bother me anymore about it. It's like it's always an ever-ending cycle about this thing with this journey of this twin flame or ascension journey that you on, going up and elevating and ascending to new another levels. It's like I'm not really in that mindset anymore or letting that bother me anymore. So that's that. For reconciliation, for that one, someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, what's going on with that is we're talking about in present time. So whoever this is coming back into your life in the present is happening now. Okay. The reason why this reconciliation has got to occur because some things got to clean up. Or for some of you all, it goes a fork in the road. Some of you all saying, nah, it's nothing to clean up. We just got to organize and tidy up what we already got going. Okay, so it's just like, you know, some of you all I see is saying, you know, nah, I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. He ain't got to come back and clean up nothing. Okay, that's some of you all. But really, the universe is trying to say, it doesn't matter even if you're saying you're good. If you're still harboring negative feelings or it's some things, some unfinished business, it don't matter how you feel like, okay, it's good. The universe is going to keep on pushing that same issue again, like I seen them say on video, until it is really truly finished and good. Just like the 7 last words, like Christ on the cross, and you really had crucified and had risen from the whole situation. Your last word should be, it is finished. And that means it's really finished and you have ascended to the next level. Okay, so the next thing again, the tribe. Again, I'm feeling that it's still not cleaned up because some of you all still got to deal with that issue of knowing that you are much bigger than where you are. Some of you all think with this reconciliation coming in is because, again, it's going to help you come out of that state of mind of being small, playing yourself small. So this, to me, this reconciliation has to occur because we still got to address this thing. Although you saying over here, you hustling and motivating, you playing and you blasting that in the car in the morning, coming home from work and whatever like that. And the spirit saying, okay, yeah, you can fool yourself. You can fool the world, but you still got this issue with this self-esteem thing, divine feminine, in which you are still playing yourself small, and you have not really truly have, or some of you all have truly not gotten in touch with really releasing the true divine that's with you. This is fine. You're getting there. You're hustling, motivating, but we got to get to the point that we really truly let this divine come out. And it's like it's half in, half out. Okay, because we've got to really get in touch with this full power. Like I said, the divine, the yin, which is your feminine power. Getting into your goddess power of those things. Just really becoming divine. Getting in touch with your feminine side. Getting in touch with and control and mastery, like 22, for your femininity, your emotions, those things. So that's what you got to kind of get in touch with, right? This reconciliation must occur, okay? Rather it is some kind of way in dream state you get together with your divine masculine, or this could be somebody again. Oh, they bring this to me too. So you don't have to be with the masculine. It could be a soulmate or somebody in the past, a family member that you had an issue, and you've got to kind of get this reconciliation together to be able to press on and move on to truly be this new love. So, you're going to have to find a way to kind of really hustle and motivate yourself to go on and say, okay, let me open up. Let me go ahead and clean house. Get these things organized by dealing with this, whatever it is that the universe is bringing you back, divine feminine, to deal with, whether it's divine masculine, a soulmate, somebody that hurt you, catalyst, whatever, karmic situation, relative, anything like that. Now, some of the things that this did come in reverse, but that could have been way. Some of the things that's going to play out this week is the Empress, Archangel Gabriel, lavish abundance, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others. Okay, so again, we talk about how you show love to others. You're going to really be trying to find ways to not think of lack, but the key word is abundance. You're really trying to find ways this week. You're going to work on your dreams, how to work on and get birth to those things. Just like me, I had said, okay, let me go ahead and get this this website together. So I went back and I got my website together, got my web address now, www.divineunisouls11.com. So now my website is back up again because I had released the other domain, and I let my Weebly account kind of go. And so then I was like, okay, I'm paying this money each month. I got to go up in here and get this together. So far yesterday, the other day, when I had a parent report card, I had some downtime. And so I was like, you know what, let me go in here and tinker around with this website. So I said, let me get back on that, which is, that's another way of saying on my own self how you can show love to others, is giving birth to my dreams, which is, again, trying to work on my mission and purpose. Okay, so my mission is to help you all to get into union, rather it's just with yourself, giving a healthy blend and becoming whole with self, or if it is physically with your divine counterpart or your sensual partner, to kind of get that together as well. So giving birth to your dreams. So this week I had worked on that. And so now also, before I forget, I am running a $7 special for 15 minutes to say what's up with your union. Just to kind of get an understanding. If you just say I want union with self, if I'm coming whole with myself, how is that coming? Or if I want to know how the union is going with me and my other counterpart, please contact and look in there. I will put it in there. If I don't have it in this one, sometimes I'm a little slow because the downloads is kind of slow. Look on some old ones, some other one previously. I definitely know that I put my web address on there. And then also it's a way on there. I think I put it on there where you can click and get book your things online directly just on there. So you don't have to go through my website. You could just book a reading that way. Okay, so I'm back in the business with that because that is my mission, is to help you. One reason I told you before, and then I'll go back in the reading, I say I had to go back because I had to pull back to let my masculine catch up with where I was, because it was too much of a distance. I had been told several times about that. Too much of a distance. I work in the spiritual realm. He works in the physical. So I had to kind of put a little bug in his ear. Say, can you kind of get to work in on the physical aspect of helping these people with violence? Why I kind of work on the spiritual thing of working with love. So you on violence and I'm on love. So we on two opposite ends of the spectrum, trying to help out people. And so I'm saying, you know, you got to do your job. It can't be this late race. I remember we used to go, my mom and I go to the racetrack. My dad used to have, like, the post office used to have an annual horse outing thing where you would go to the track and you bet. It was happening every year. They used to have that. And so, you know, sometimes you watch the horses as they going around the track, and, you know, somebody like off, and they, like, you know, and they're off, and they be running, and, you know, you got that one horse that they be lagging, and you's like, okay, and they round, and they like, so-and-so's in first place. And I say, well, it looked like to me the other horse that ran laps around this one slow high horse. And you're like, okay, well, who the winner? Because I can't really tell, because they ran so many laps to, you know, to me, the horses then got off track as far as who's going around. And I'm like, you know, this one horse ran about 3 laps, and I'm like, okay, is he still in the running? Because right now he look like he running behind the slow horse, and the slow horse look like he running, but the other one's not. And so that's the same thing, like I'm saying with this, is that, you know, we can't run them laps with our divine masculine, and we ahead, and sometimes it look like we behind them, but it's like we didn't took off so far in this race that we done ran the laps around them 2 or 3 different times. They say, oh, okay, we done caught up. And it say, you did 3 laps around that, and you done caught up with him, and see, he's still on his one. So, yeah, that's why I say, you know, if you're doing those things, you got to remember, again, the infinity sign and how you sending out in that equilibrium of the energies. You want to make sure that what you're doing is helping to balance out the energy between the both of you all. Even if you all are in contact or not in contact with each other, you got to remember, just like Patricia Mcnealy says, you got to remember that, you know, you carrying 2 energies. Rather you want to be bothered with or not, you giving it the deuces or not, he still is. Those of you all that's in it and say, I'm in it to win it, I'm not waiting on him, I'm detached, I'm doing my thing, I'm on my hustle and motivate, I'm on my thing of what I'm doing, my career, trying to better myself for my kids or my family or whatever, or for my friends, I'm kicking with them, I'm happy, wherever he is, I ain't studying him, whatever like that. That's beautiful. So again, what you're doing again is, again, you got to remember again that you still have to balance the energies between you and your other. You are a twins, just like twins is born together. They still have that special communication, that special way of talking to each other. They're still connected. They still could be, they've done experiments with them being in other rooms, and still they able to send messages and say, okay, what shape they looking at? Okay, I'm going to put you, right now I'm looking at a circle. And they'll ask the other twin in the other room, what do you see? Oh, it's like, well, I'm picturing a circle. Okay, they ain't in the same room, but they still able to send that telepathy to one another. It's still connected regardless. You can tell and know what's going on with them. Okay, off with the rant, back into what I'm saying here. So now, again, nurture yourself and others. So again, going back to how you show love to others, you got to kind of watch that. How you nurture yourself. Nurture again. Remember again, I just told you, not just you, that goes right into what I'm saying. Don't forget that you got the other energy that you are dealing with as well. It's 2 of you. So how you nurture, again, so think of yourself. Split yourself in half. How am I nurturing the emotional side of me, my emotional body, and how am I doing with the analytical or the physical part of my body? How am I nurturing both of those things? How am I handling those kind of energies? Especially if you're trying to be whole and you're trying to balance both of them out, you've got to keep those things in mind. So that goes back to, again, to the objective of the week, which is how you show in love. You know, so, you know, sometimes when emotions, you say, oh, I'm getting overwhelmed. You got to take those time out and say, okay, let me do something to get my mind off of things, distract my own self. You know, what can I do? Go to the show, Go get something to eat. Give me an ice cream cone. Whatever it is, those things like that. Okay, I'm now too emotional or whatever. You know, kind of come up with things to kind of deflect and deal with those things. The emotional, you're doing that to nurture yourself. Again, clear your chakras, align them, do things, listen to music, go out into nature, those things. Okay, also with this, we got the Five of Waters. Things are not turning out the way you've hoped, not seeing the positive in the situation, crying over spilled milk. This week, again, we have, my understanding from Elizabeth Lund, we have the mental purge coming up. So we'll be mentally bringing up a lot of things. So to me, when I seen this crying over spilled milk, some of you all might literally be crying. Divine feminines, not just divine feminines, do we talk about even your emotional self, even divine masculines. You'll find yourself being very emotional, very vulnerable, and you know, a lot of things just like, oh my God, where that come from? Oh my God, that happened way back then, 1990. I'm still crying. Where this come in about this incident of me being left with my friends down there at the underground in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm just making up stuff about that. You know, I thought I got over that. You know, they left me at the club, and you know, and I told them that, you know, I didn't want to be there, and they thought I was all right with this guy, and I said I wasn't all right with this guy. So, you know, all these kind of things to start flooding back, like, okay, where they kept, because I had one of them too, and I was like, it came up with me in the divine masculine. I was like, okay, where this come from? So you're going to find a lot of like, you're going to be like Mountain St. Helen. A lot of these emotions, a lot of things, a lot of mental things will start, kind of the anger, the hurt, the pain, all these things start coming to the forefront, because you got to clear out, especially if we're going into ascension, into other dimensions. These things have to happen. So that jumped out. Not seeing the positive. Yeah, well, right now while you're going through this, some of you all, I feel that divine feminines, you're feeling that in regards to divine masculine. You're not seeing any kind of movement, no kind of moving of the needle. The needle been at the same daggone point for the past month or a couple of years or whatever it is, and you're saying, I'll say this year, at the beginning of the year, and you're saying, you know, you like Melissa Tormay, and you're saying, from my cousin visiting, my biological, my twin, my ascension clock is ticking. When is we gonna get this ascension partnership in the physical on? And so it's the same thing. So you kind of got to keep those things in mind about this. So, you know, just because things aren't, we don't know what's going on. Just, again, I keep telling you, the union team is very hard at work behind the scenes. There are things going on. I've heard, I've seen through a lot of other readings on the YouTube channel where all of them are saying the same things. You just don't know what's going on with Divine Master. Divine Master's going through things. He's really, his mind is thinking. He's been working on some things. He's got some downloads spiritually. Some things have been changing for him. You know, you're not there. You probably say, I ain't seeing a damn thing on social media. He's still up there hugged up with the karmic. He ain't did any kind of thing. And I want to put a footnote and disclaimer. I am not one here to bash the divine masculine, because there's many a days that I feel that I'm more into my divine masculine than I am into my divine feminine. I look at my my ascension partner, and I see him more in his feminine. We swapping, and I'm trying to really, at this point where I am, to balance both of them, that I'm not more into one than the other, that I know how to kind of hopscotch between both the two and say, okay, let's have a balance here. So again, with those energies, you've got to kind of really make sure that you can't be saying, oh, I'm looking at the Facebook and he's not doing anything. You know, it's same thing. He happy with the karma. You don't know what's going on. You know, like they say, you see the smile. You see, it looks out of place. If you look closer, it's easy to trace the tracks of my tears. Ooh. So you got to remember, so if you go by the Smokey Robinson song there, you know, you got to look a little closer. You might look at the picture and say, wait, hold on, I see him and her hugged up, but let me look in these eyes. Somebody said, I seen today, I think it's Elizabeth Lund again, saying the eyes is going to really be able to tell you. We're going to really be able to communicate with our ascension partners, our twins, our divine unisouls. We're going to really be able to see what's going on with them through the eyes. Okay, so that's why I can't even see. So the eyes is going to the eyes are going to tell it. Okay, so look at their eyes when you look, next time you look at the picture and say, okay, you know what, because sometimes, you know, I do this, my mom be cracking up at me, you know, because sometimes, like, I say, okay, let me look, like, if you got, I'll say, this famous case that's on there, especially that happened here in Chicago, that a lot of times people saying, you know, well, is he telling the truth, or is he lying, you know, about what went on with it? I'm not here to judge to say it is, but I will say this, what I did find myself doing was this. Okay, I'm going to look just at the eyes only and let him talk. While I'm looking just at the eyes only, I'm looking to see what's going on with the eyes. Is the eyes like smiling, say, you know, whatever, smizing or whatever. So look at it, and I'm going to tell you, look at the eyes a little bit more this time, closer. If those of you are still on that, see, I'm not at that point. I used to, and I will say that I was honestly one of the ones on Facebook looking. He even said that, why did you look on that? First of all, can I ask that? You know, and so my thing is, I said, well, I wanted the truth, but you know, you're not getting the truth. You're getting the bill of goods that they trying to sell to the people, not to the collective. But people out there, I keep on hearing ringing in, so that must be Archangel Michael giving confirmation. I heard a ring there. That's and a pop in my head. Okay, thank you. They're saying that really that when that happens, you know, we got to sell this facade to the people on Facebook. Facebook is very good, I tell you that, for, you know, getting to meet old people that you haven't seen in a long time. It has its good and its bad points, okay? But at the same time, it feeds into a lot of people's fears, a lot of people's false facades. You know, some of them are on there, you know, to get those likes. They help to feed their ego, and those things. And so that to me is another way that, you know, if they're trying to do this with the karmic, I don't know what they're doing. You don't know if he's doing that to sell it, to say, okay, I'm going to keep on underneath the radar until I find out what my next move is. I'm not really sold of being here. Trust to believe, like say Smokey, when he's doing the Smokey Robinson. If you look closer, you might be able to see the tracks. And you his twin, you might be able to look at him and say, oh my God, in the picture, he look like he crying. And you look at it again, blink your eyes, say, oh, he's smiling. But you say, well, where the heck that come from? He look like. So, you know, just like I said, look at the picture and really say, okay, you know, ask the universe, say angels, guides, whoever, say, I'm going to look at this picture and then I want you to help tell me the truth. Or even ask his higher self to say, reveal to the truth to me while I'm looking. Because I used to say that. I said, I need the truth, you know. And so you look at the picture and then you look at it and say, okay, reveal to me the truth about what's going on here in this situation, his eyes. Is he truly happy? And sometimes you might see whatever it is, he might be happy. Or you might look at it and say, oh, no, It might not get you there. So Spirit brings this to me too. So you might not get it right then. You might go to sleep and it might bring to you and say, oh, I got my answer. He's not. He planning his escape. But he going to make it seem like he making her happy until then because he don't want to disrupt. And a lot of them, that is true. A lot of them don't want to do that. Really let them, you know, that's anybody. You don't want them to show your hand about if you think about you trying to leave. Heck, you know, like that. That's the same thing I'm looking to think about. What's love got to do with it? With Tina Turner and Ike, when she's getting ready to leave out there, you know, a lot of times when she let him know she's leaving, he ready to go. Like, where you going, girl? Like, me and yourself on back up in that house. I don't know why you can't leave me, cause yeah, I knew you was gonna leave me. You know I was gonna kill you, girl. So get home back in there. I don't know where you think I'm calling your mama. Call halfway across state looking for your behind, and I done found you. But you know, so you know you don't want them to get to the point that, you know, they know your escape plan. When she ready to leave, his behind was high off of cocaine or whatever. He had one of them highs. He was out of it. And she ran across the street to the motel and had no money, no nothing. And it's like, you know, my name is Tina Turner, I promise you. but off of my name that I'm going to pay you back for this hotel room. Now she looking black and blue. You don't know your divine masculine might have to escape just like that with just the clothes on his back to get out that situation, run across the 5-lane highway going north and southbound to get escape from the karmic situation. We don't know how it's going. He really doesn't. The divine master does not want it to get to that point. I'll see if I got time to do a reading real quick on him. Channel message, but he does not really want it to get to that point. He would rather for things to just play itself out and just kind of die out. Maybe she even get to the point, or the common situation or the job might get to the point and say, you know, so Mr. Johnson, we're gonna have to kind of let you. We're gonna have to let you go. And he probably inside say, oh my God, what I'm gonna do? I'm living paycheck to paycheck. I ain't gonna have no paycheck. I got this. But within himself and the higher self saying, yes, thank you. We was tired of this daggone job. They was overworking us. We never did get the recognition we supposed to be on this job. So now this will free us able to go ahead and do our mission and purpose in life. Okay, that's the same thing going on with that. Okay, and I might be into just with these things because I'm going on and on. But anyway, so that's that one. And then you have also the power of creativity, recognition for high quality work, be a team player. Okay, so really right now at this point, you seem like you're on your hustle and motivating yourself. You see this card here, you standing in your power. You're at the point that really you're being creative of how you're dealing with things in life, emotionally, analytically, and you turn out some really high quality work. You know that the universe is pretty much kind of proud of you and give recognition and say, you know, you're doing the job, you're doing the daggone thing. You're not doing you're not half, excuse my French, you're not half-assing on things as far as trying to get yourself together. You are actually putting in the work to make sure that you ascend, and you are you know, making sure you're being a team player. And I want to say that again, and for some of you all that said then gave the deuces, I still have to say to you all, although you saying he's doing his thing and you doing yours, you still got to be a team player. I just stressed that. Now the cards pull that out. I didn't pull that out on purpose. You see me shuffling while the song was playing. That is still stressing to you, divine feminines, no matter what walk of life that you are in, you still have to hustle and motivate for two. Okay, he is your counterpart. He is your twin. He is your divine unisouls, which means you're one soul broken off into two. So you're still part of you, and you still got to be a team player through all of this. Okay, so the way it is you say, I'm a team player, I'm going to work on me. Hopefully that the energy that I'm doing will be sent over to him, just like an infinity, just like the infinity sign. That's why you can see it. It's upside down, but when you see it this way, you will see it. But anyway, just like the infinity sign going that way, you will be able to see that the energy is being sent over him. Because remember, the energy you sent over him has to be recycled and come back over to you. Okay, so that's why I say you got to watch that energy. That it can't be no, I'm out for mine. I do me, he do him. No, you know, that's why I say I'm not a DM basher at all, but I just can pull into the collective of the divine feminine, and I know how you all feel. And that's not really something that I say I share with the DF because I'm not trying to be in that type of energy at all, but I do recognize it, I do know it, and do I say it, and I do not judge it to say that it is wrong, because that's the way you're feeling at this time. I just at this time would say kind of watch it, because you don't know if you keep on staying in that vein of feeling where that might lead you. Okay, all right, so now I pulled the cards for the divine masculine, and it has retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. And so now this explains through this is that reason why you're saying, because right now presently where you are is not for you. Okay, so that's why that card came out. You strategizing to find ways to find where you are presently, to be, where's that fortune? Some of you all excuse me. Some of you all I'm picking up is this where you are is messing with your fortune. Okay? And so now you got to figure a way to kind of really strategize to become now the victor in this situation. You take a time out to now look at your reflection of who you are, who you've become. And that's why you now have to retreat with your emotions and yourself being very ginger, very delicate, and very careful. Okay? Also with this, you have... imagine you're doing a lot of daydreaming now, divine masculine. It showed up with the divine feminine, where you are really imagining yourself without the illusions. You working with your intuition, your awareness, where you see yourself going, where you see yourself ascending, where you see yourself being with the divine feminine. That came out also in the divine feminine as well. So you really starting to kind of really imagine. That came in that retreat card where you're saying some of you all are daydreaming and really actually just seeing you and your divine feminine off somewhere where it's, to me, I say it was barren, but to me it seems like it's no problems, no obstacles. Like we're starting fresh, we're starting off at the beginning. Okay? Then you also have to be fair. You're really at the point now that divine masculine, that you're becoming wiser. A lot of downloads. To me, when I see this, is like download from the crown chakra. Excuse me. Bringing that down to you, into your emotions. Becoming empowered by it. Becoming, standing in your power, into your divinity. Because that's a woman, that's a queen, which means really higher status. And learning how to balance these things. I want to say you're learning how to balance even the divine masculine self side of you and the divine feminine side. So you're learning how to be, and to be fair about the whole situation to everybody that's involved. Before, divine masculines had more of a mindset of a alpha mind too. You all are both reflecting and mirroring each other. Back then, that's how you are. You say you're working on not being that now. Back then, the divine feminine wasn't that way about it, but now she's about that now. So you understand how the tables have turned, you know, how the tables have turned, so are the days of our lives. So now things are changing. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. What was different before, she was like, no, I'm self-sacrificing. It's all about you. I put myself in the background. And at that time, you were, this is you. Yeah, it's all about me, about what I want to get. You know, that's it. Now the tables are turning now. Now the divine feminine is like, okay, now it's all about me. It's what I wanted this time. I tried it your way. I'm not doing it your way no more. And so now it's divine masculine is at the point of saying, okay, now I'm thinking about being more self-sacrificing. Now it's about us being together, becoming one in union. Now I want us, you know. Before it was totally different. Okay, so now you're trying to find ways to kind of do a balancing act to make it fair. To be fair, also, if you're in this karmic situation, like I said, you know, you don't want to walk away with hurt feelings. Some of you all wish that it kind of unravel and like a flame die out, like when you're doing charcoal and a barbecue in the summer, and you look at it and say, I wish I ain't got to smother this sucker out. You know, you put the Weber grill lid on there and say, okay, maybe I'm going to put this on here, maybe I ain't got to do no more work, and it just dies on self out, you know, open up the things or whatever, or close it so it can smother out or whatever. You look at it and say, I be damn, it's still going, and you got to scurry it up and push the ashes up in the ground in a way so it'll smother it out yourself. So some of you all is almost like that with that Weber grill. Like, I hope this karmic situation, this smother, and smoke his own self out. You know, so that's that one. You right now, you're becoming very flexible, all right, about some things. It's just like, you know what, you kind of got that attitude, and I can feel it when I get in touch with my divine master self. It's like, you know, it is what it is, you know. It is what it is. I'm not going to, right now, it's like the prayer of serenity too. You got to the point, you know, the things I cannot change, I'm going to let it go. But the things that I do have control over that I can't change, I'm going to do something about it. And then I'm going to pray that I know the difference. You're becoming very flexible about some things. Flexible in way ideas about how you think this is going to come about. Flexible about some ideas about where you are. Before you had a set mindset, now you saying, you know what, it's not gonna come out that way like I thought it was. You know, I might have to take a detour. I might have to get off. You know, it's just flexing, and you're learning how to kind of bend. Like I told you that last week about the tall buildings, and so tall buildings have things within them that causes them to be able to bend even with the wind. Now these are tall buildings. You figure, well, they probably just stay upright. They're not going to bend with the wind. They're going to tell the wind they got to bow down to them. So no. Even they have something in there that helps them. So in case like earthquakes or anything like that, they'll be able to kind of swift and sway just a little bit. Okay. And because with this retreat also, why you want to do this is because you want to walk away with a sense of a deeper knowing. Removal of the illusions about what's actually going on. And some of you all, and I seen that in somebody's reading, it was saying that pretty much it had gotten to the point that right now, some of you all had seen the bill of goods that had been sold to you, or that you were in these karmic situations. And right now you're removing, and you're able to really see the illusions for what they are. Because before you went into with the wool over it, your eyes. Some of you are, I'm not going to say that. I think some of you all went into it and you seen it, but you kept on saying, nah, it's not. That'll wear off, or she'll change, or things will get better on the job, you know, because this is what I really want, and yada, yada, yada. And you got up in there, and it wasn't it. So really, you waiting for this deeper knowing card. Also, you to get wiser, and for the stars to align, and fate to align to what needs to happen. Okay, and then you have keeping an open mind. So now with the keeping an open mind, your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations, and so with that, you have a higher power. So the higher